Hello student. Today we are going to discuss Geography Chapter 2 Physical Feature of India Part 1. So all major physical feature of the earth, that is mountains, plains, desert, plateau and island. So we are going to discuss in this chapter about all these major relief feature. Now first we will discuss physical feature of India, about the physical feature of India, then theory of plate tectonic we will learn. That already you learned this in your previous classes about plate tectonics. So we will recap this in this chapter. Then movements of the plates, then plate boundaries. After that major physiographic divisions. That is we will learn about the Himalayan mountain, then northern plain, then peninsular plateau, then the Indian desert, the coastal plain, and the last topic is the island group of India. Physical features of India. India is a vast country with varied landforms and physical feature. Varied landforms and physical features, already we discussed this. It has big Himalayas, beaches in the south, the Thar desert in Rajasthan, and the Deccan plateau. So all these are the physical features of different parts of our country, India. India is a vast country with varied landforms. Our country has practically all major physical features of the earth, that is mountains, plains, desert, plateau and island. India is a large landmass formed during different geological periods which has influenced her relief. Besides geological formation, a number of processes such as weathering, erosion and depositions have created and modified the relief its present form. So due to weathering, deposition and erosion, newly different that physical feature, relief feature formed on our earth. The newly created relief features because of this weathering and erosion. Now see, we will learn this about the different types of soil. Even the color of the soil varies from one region to another. When we will go from one place to another, we will find that different texture, color of the soil. For example, in Maharashtra, we find both black soil and red soil. But in Madhya Pradesh, we find only red soil. This variation in soil is due to the kind of rocks from which they are made. So all these different types of varieties of soil we found in different places because of the different texture, this different chemical features of the rocks. So in Maharashtra we find both black and red soil, and in Madhya Pradesh we find only red soil. Next, weathering, deposition and erosion. The relief and physical feature of India have evolved through different geological periods. So in different geological periods, according to that periods, we are getting different relief features. During the process of formation of India, as it looks today, the Indian landmass was subjected to. So whatever we are seeing this, whatever we are getting this today, so all these responsible, all these are the evolved through weathering, deposition and erosion process. Next, theory of plate tectonics. So you learned already about this topic in your 7th class. Now again in 9th standard you are having this in this chapter, that what are the causes behind this plate tectonics, plate movements. So we are going to discuss about the causes of the plate movement in this topic. Plates at our planet's surface move because of the intense heat in the earth. Intense heat is there beside the earth, that what we are calling this core, that causes molten rock. That because of this molten rock coming out in the mantle layer to move, it come out. It moves in a pattern called a convection cell that forms when warm material rises up. After that, it cools down and eventually sink down. As the cooled material sinks down, it is warmed and rises again. So as it cool down, then again it warm and then it again rises. The movement of the plates result in the building up of stresses. So because of the stress form over there, and because of that stress, that movements occurred in between these plates, within the plates and the continental rocks above, leading to, and because of this movement of the plate, it leads to folding, faulting and volcanic activity. Now see, movement of the plates. According to this theory, the Earth crust is formed out of 7 major and some minor plates. According to this theory, we learn this 7 major plates are there and some minor plates are present over there. When the plates move, they cause disturbances in the continental crust. And when these plates move because of this stress form, so continental crust also affected because of the movement of these plates. When the plates move, it leads to folding, faulting. In fact, most volcanics are located at the edges of the plates, and volcanic eruption also happened because of this movement of the plates. Three types of boundary. They are as follows. First picture is showing you that convergent boundary. In this case, the two adjacent tectonic plates move towards each other. Second one is divergent boundary. So this divergent boundary, second picture, see this divergent boundary is this one. Second picture. In this case, the two adjacent plates move away from each other. They are moving, see, opposite direction. Both the arrows are given here. In first picture, convergent boundary, both the plates are attracted towards each other. Both the arrows are showing here. They both are attracted towards each other and they collide each other. And in this divergent boundary, the adjacent plates move away from each other. Now in the third, this transform boundary, this third picture, this one, in this case, the two adjacent plates move along their borders, means they are moving parallel to each other. See, along their borders, right? So, these three plates movements are there. First one is come close to each other. Second, they move away from each other. And third one is they move parallel to each other. So the movement of these plates have changed the position and size of the continents over millions of years. Because of this movement, the continental changed its size. Such movements have also influenced the evolution of the present landform features of India. So whatever the present landform feature, because of this movement of these plates, that evolution also change. Now next, that is the Gondwana land. Gondwana land originally consisted of a number of land masses, including South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and Indian subcontinents, all joined together. So, this big landmass formed. Convectional currents split the crust into a number of pieces, and because of this convectional current, this landmass, big Gondwana landmass, split into so many parts, so many pieces, number of pieces, thus leading to the drifting of the Indo-Australian plates after being separated from the Gondwana land. And this Indo-Australian plate separated from this big landmass, that is the Gondwana land, towards north side. It split towards the north part. The northward drift resulted in the collision of a plate with the much larger Eurasian plate. And this, the northward drift resulted, what resulted? It formed the Eurasian plate. Next, major physiographic division of India. Now, which are the major physiographic divisions? 6 are there. Now, see the first one, we are going to discuss about the Himalayan mountains. Then we will discuss about the northern plains, the peninsular plateau. Then next, the Indian desert, the coastal plain, and the last one is the island. So, one by one, we will discuss all these physiographic division of India. So, first one in this, the Himalayan mountain. The Himalayan consists of 3 parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent. So, 3 parallel ranges are there: the Greater Himalaya, the Lesser Himalaya, and the Shivalik. So, now first see here, the Himalayas are the youngest mountains in the world. and are structurally the folded mountains. The Himalayas run along the northern border of India. The Himalayas form an arc which is about 2,400 km long. The Himalaya form one big arc. The length of that arc is 2,400 km long. The width varies from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. From Kashmir to Arunachal Pradesh, the width of the Himalaya is 400 km to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. The altitudinal variations are greater in the eastern part than in the western part. So as we will compare of the altitudinal variation, so it is greater in the east part as compared to the west part. There are three parallel ranges in its longitudinal extent, whatever I told you in previous slide. That is the Greater Himalaya, Lesser Himalaya, right? So next, and the Shivalik. All these three parallel ranges are there in the Himalayas. Some highest peak of the Himalayas. That is, first is Everest, then K2, then Kanchenjunga, Lords, then Makalu, Cho Oyu, Dholgiri, Manaslu, and Nanga Parbat. So all these are the highest peak of the Himalayas. Next, now we will discuss about all the parallel ranges of the Himalaya. That is, the first one is the Great or Inner Himalaya. This is the northmost range and is also known as Himadri. This greater or inner Himalaya is in the north part of the Himalaya, and its second name is what? Himadri. We call it Himadri also. This is the most continuous range. It contains the loftiest peaks. So many peaks are there in this continuous range. Continuous very long ranges. The average height of peak in this range is 6,000 meter. All the prominent Himalayan peaks are in this range. So all the prominent Himalayan peaks, already we discussed these peaks all in last slide. So all these are present. Main important peaks are in this range, first range. The fold of the great Himalayas are symmetrical in nature and the core of this part is composed of granite. Granite is available over there on the core part. Because of the lofty height, lofty means what? Highest. The peaks of this range are perennially snowbound. Perennially means full year. Snow is available here. It covered with the snow. Right. Next is the Lesser Himalaya or Himachal. First one, what? Inner Himalaya or Himadri or Greater Himalaya or Himadri. Now, second, the Lesser Himalaya or the Himachal. This lies towards the south of the Great Himalayas. South part of the Himalaya, it is situated. The altitude of the peak in this range varies from 3,700 meter to 4,500 meter. This much that altitude is there. Average width of this range is 50 km. This range is mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rocks. Compressed and the altered rocks are available in this range. And the third and the last range is the Shivaliks. This is the outermost range of the Himalayas, outer part of the Himalayas. The altitude varies between 900 and 1100 km in this range, and the width varies between 10 to 50 km. Width is there. These ranges are composed of unconsolidated sediments formed here. The longitudinal valleys lying between the Himachal and the Shivalik are called Doon. Longitudinal valley form here, and that valley name is Doon. So here in this slide we discuss about the inner Himalayas, Himachal and Shivalik. So Himalaya region from east to west. Now see, in this slide, we will discuss about the Punjab Himalayas, Kumaon Himalayas, Nepal Himalayas and Assam Himalayas. Now Punjab Himalaya, this part lies between the two rivers. Which two rivers? That is the Indus and the Satluj. In between these two rivers, Punjab Himalaya is situated from west to east. This is also known as the Kashmir Himalaya and Himachal Himalaya respectively. Now next, Kumaon Himalayas. This part lies between Satluj and Kali River. So this Kumaon Himalaya is situated between the Satluj and the river and the Kali river. Now Nepal Himalaya. This part lies between the Kali River and the Tista River. Nepal Himalaya is situated in between these two rivers. Assam Himalayas. This part lies between the Tista and the Dihang rivers. Now, eastern hills and the mountains. The Brahmaputra marks the eastern border of the Himalaya. Eastern border of the Himalaya, Brahmaputra river is situated, and beyond the Dihang Gorge, the Himalayas bend. Beyond this Dihang Gorge, Himalaya bend and sharply towards south and turn towards south part and form the eastern hills or the Purvanchal part it form. These hills run through the northeastern state of India. Northeastern state, these hills run. They are mostly composed of, it is sandstone. The sandstone is available in this place, Purvanchal place. These hills are composed of the Patkai Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur Hills and Mizo Hills. So all these Patka, Naga, Manipuri and Mizo Hills situated in this Purvanchal range. So here we completed the first part of this physical feature of India geography chapter 2. The remaining part we will discuss in the next session. Till then, take care. Goodbye.